All right. Shalom. 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 All right. All right. Shalom. Uh-oh. Make sure everything is working. All right. Shalom. I'd like to start off this lesson by giving all praises, all blessings to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha HaKwadash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the elect, pushing this word in truth and in sincerity. Um, you know, and one thing about the elect is, and one thing that we like to stress is that, uh, you know, even though, all right, um, your Israelites uh, are so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, okay? So-called all Israelites are not going to look like a Negro, uh, a Hispanic, or a Native American. Okay? Um, you have Israelites, okay, um, in other lands, okay, who look like those people from those lands that they are in, okay? So, this is not a thing about what color you are, okay? Yes, we do talk about color because that is a curse, all right, that has been placed upon the Israelites and via, okay, Esau Edom, the so-called white man, all right, was put that curse, uh, you know, through spells, all right. The word BLACK, okay, is a spell that this so-called white man has worked on you. Their main thing is witchcraft. All right, through their schools of witchcraft, whether it's Freemason or the Illuminati. All right, everything that's on the left hand side, this so-called white man has full access, and knowledge of. All right, and he uses it to his full advantage. Okay. So, shalom to the women and children who watch and who learn as well. And I have to do a video on this, all right? Because it's apparent, all right? It's apparent. Uh, and we go in on you sisters a lot. We say things, and we always say, if the shoe fits, wear it. Okay. People will say that Hebrew Israelites, I don't want to make it seem like, we batter the women, okay, because that's not what we do. All right. Our thing is not to batter um, the woman. Okay. That's not what we do. All right. That's not what we're into. Um, bullying the so-called, Israelite woman. That's not what we're into. Okay. And, we're just, um, uh, bringing light to the negative, uh, actions that our people carry out here in this captivity, due to the curses. All right, due to the curses in Deuteronomy. All right, you go to Deuteronomy. All right, read there. Start. Read. You can read there. And you'll see the curses which were placed on the Israelite people. All right. And these curses have plagued them, and they are upon them. Okay, until the Lord comes and releases, all right, those curses or reverses those curses that have been placed on them, all right, on the Israelites. Okay, so but this lesson, and again, shalom to you women and children who watch and who learn. And this lesson, all right, will be about you, Rudy, about the Rudy Poot, the Rudy Poot nigga. All right, the Rudy Poot word, man. All right, inward. Okay, the Rudy Poot N-word. Because, we go in on these women, man, but, as we, talk about these women, all right, on the other side of the spectrum, okay, of the argument, you have the Rudy Poot N-word, all right, the N-word that is that, and let's look up what a Rudy Poot is, all right, real quick. Let me see if we can find what a Rudy Poot is, real quick. Come on. Because, what is a Rudy Poot? What is a Rudy Poot? Urban Dictionary. Rudy Poot. Someone who is more or less a wannabe, poser, loser, or something to that effect. Okay. Rudy Poot, Ebonics. All right. Here you go, Nate. We're using Ebonics now. All right. Ebonics primer at www.dolomite.com. Rudy Poot. Definition: a no business born individual. Worthless. Good for nothing. Example. Okay. So it gives you some examples. Okay, give me 1 second. All right, Salakia. All right. So let's get right into it. All right. Um, get right into this story. You just heard the meaning, okay? So, number one, Jake, so-called black man, leading, okay? He has no business, man, okay? He has no business. Um, Let me get a scripture real quick. Find a scripture. Where is it at? Come on, device. Gotta be kidding. All right. Let me see if this gets right to it. Here we go. Man, I was the spirit. This is Job 14 and 1. All right. This is the New International Version, NIV. Start here. It says, mortals. Okay. Are you a mortal? I think you are. Okay. If you're listening to this lesson, all right, you are a mortal. Okay. Mortals. Born of women. Okay. Well, I did too much. It says mortals born of woman. Okay. I'm a woman. All right. Yeah. You're not, yeah, we're not, you're not excused. All right. Mortals born of woman are of few days and full of trouble. Okay. So those that are mortal and are born of woman are of few days and are full of trouble. All right. And that's Jake, man. That's the Jake man since slavery. Okay. You know, you know, especially, okay, I'm not gonna say since slavery, but especially since the days of coming out of slavery under Esau Edom, all right, under chattel slavery, all right, because we're still, don't get it mixed up, all right, we're still in slavery, all right, we're still slaves here in Babylon the Great. We're just slaves without chains, okay, yes, uh, you know, it's true, all right, it could be proven. So if you think that you're not a slave because you know, you got your 401k and you're able to travel uh, around the world. Okay, I'm sure that you've had your share and of heartache. All right, um, I'm sure you don't have three homes. All right, now three homes is the bare minimum of a person you know, that's not a slave. All right. That's the bare minimum. Three homes. That's what you should have. Okay. Here in Babylon the Great in 2025. 3 homes. That's what you should have. Okay. Here in Babylon the Great in 2025. 3 homes. That's what you should have. Okay. Here in Babylon the Great in 2025. 3 homes. That's what you should have. Okay. Here in Babylon the Great in 2025. 3 homes. That's what you should have. Okay. Here in Babylon the Great in 2025. You should have your main home, you should have your vacation home, and you should have a condo. All right. Anyone um, not living like that, all right, is a slave. Okay. You're a slave to someone, something. All right. And even then, like I said, that's the bare minimum. Even then, you're still a slave because as I always, point out, rappers, okay, these entertainers, you always see the police pull them over, make them get out of the car, make them lay on the ground, on their face, on the dirty ground, or whatever, okay, and when you have to do that, all right, that means that you are a slave. Okay, so this is from the King James Bible. It says, "Man that is born of a woman is a few days and full of trouble." So into this story we go. Okay, man who had enough a girlfriend shoots her during fight. Okay, stands over body and continue firing until she's not here anymore. Cops. Okay. Says an Indiana man who had enough of arguing with his girlfriend pulled out a pistol and shot her till she was no longer here, firing a single round into the woman that sent her falling to the ground before allegedly opening fire again while standing over her. Police say Michael Myers ass nigga, Michael Myers, 53 of Fort Wayne, is facing a charge of murder, all right, for the Saturday night shooting of his girlfriend, Angela Marie Cobb, 52, all right. And this man, Michael Myers, is a Rudy Poot, okay? He's a Rudy Poot. Um, and he's born of a woman. He's not born of a man. See, his actions, okay, reflect that of a man that is born of a woman. A Rudy Poot, okay, a nigga with no business. Okay, it has always been, a thing of mine. Okay, I never understood until recently. Until recently, I've came to the realization, okay, of what really makes these individuals, and that's why I call them Rudy Poots, because that's what they are. No business having, simple-minded Negroes, okay, who follow women. These guys, they follow women around, man. Okay, they follow these vessels. Now, hey, you could get a woman that's beautiful, man. Okay, but to make her your business, you know, that's, she's she's your all in all, and, It, you know, and at the end of the day, it's because you niggas is Rudy Poots, man. Okay? If this man, and that's why you Jakes are broke, you're poor. Okay? You're on the bottom. You're on the bottom because you're beneath the woman. And the thing is that the woman has a period, man. You know, she bleeds every damn month. Okay? But you're the cream. I say this: you men are the cream of the crop, and especially a black man. Okay, you know, you hear Jake talking about, how much of a lover you're not. You're not any. And I hate to hear that, man, because you know Jake bragging on their manhood. Get your ass. Use a fucking no, man. I don't like to hear that. All right. Let me see. Let me look this up real quick. Here we go. Look at this. All right. It's not just that weird looking ass nigga. Just type in man shoots ex-girlfriend. All right. Man shoots ex-girlfriend after she tells him they need to go their separate ways. What's up with you, Jakes, man? See, you're born of a woman. Man shoots ex-girlfriend after she tells him they need to go their separate ways. Well, how did you get this woman? Okay, you got her because she left somebody else. The guy that she left before that, she left someone before that. She was passed around, but Jake has no business. Jake's not out here creating business for himself. Jake is going to jail. Jake is going into the grave. That is a curse. That is a curse from Esau labeling them the black. Jake's main thing is to have his brown nosed ass Negroes, man, all up in this woman's ass, man, who don't give a damn about you, man. I know what I'm gonna do. I know what I'm gonna do. She better not. I know what I'm gonna do. An emotional Rudy Poot. No business. He's not getting any money. A man that's getting money with business, okay, with real flavor, with real style, with real you know, the man that's really that nigga, he wouldn't give one shit, okay, about a woman talking about she's about to up and leave unless she was up and leaving with some of his shit. Okay, and I'm just shooting it, giving you the skinny, man. All right, if you don't like cursing or man, I can't be listening to. Well, get the hell on, man. Okay, this is for men anyway. This is not for no Rudy Poots, man. This ain't for the Rudy Poot. I may be a quiet person, man, but don't take that quietness for a lack of of any leadership, all right, or anything, okay? The quietness is because I'm just sitting there, analyzing the situation, man. Okay? And that's what you should do as a man, man. Man, running around running his mouth, man, that's the nigga that I want to get. That's the nigga who I've always wanted to get away from. Okay? Nigga just running his damn mouth, man. Somewhere he don't know nobody. He's just running his damn mouth. I go places and and Esau, man, they'll automatically try to flock to me. Like if I go to a club or something, I just go and I just chill to myself, man. I don't go in there, I don't go in like Mitch, okay, with money making Mitch, all right. Uh, you know, I go in, I go into a club and I stay to myself, man. All right. But see, even then, okay, the spirits of these people, it makes them come to you. All right. Then they try to pry and, let me buy you drinks. I don't need you to buy me drinks. All right. I'm really, get the fuck out of my face, man. Right. But, and it's not, really being, antisocial. All right. But in this truth, you have to be a stoic, man. You have to be a stoic and not a Rudy Poot. You know? You have to be a stoic and not a Rudy Poot. See, these Rudy Poots, all right, they, man, they have their nose up these women's ass, man. And especially the so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American community. Look at Gad on the reservation, man. A lot of you people don't check on Gad, man. All right? Gad on the reservation, man, just living it's because it's born of a woman. See? Yeah, man, but they mother and father in the house, hey, the father's there, the father's there, especially among the Hispanics. Shit, the woman runs that damn house, man. You know? I got you. The woman runs that house, man. All right? And and when these men, when these women get out of line, man, hey, what do these men do? Get emotional. They go into their emotions. They go into their emotions. Okay, so let's look at this story. In a tragic incident in Florida, and these are not young men, all right? This man is 41 years old. The other man, 53. But the young men are doing it left and right now, okay? You're gonna see, the younger men are doing it left and right. See, these YNs, they really can't take it, okay? Because their mothers have really raised them to worship the woman at all costs. In a tragic incident in Florida, 41-year-old Robins Caesar has been charged with first degree following the fatal of his ex-girlfriend, 34-year-old, okay, Fridaline Daniel, okay? Now, she was a thought, okay? She was a thought, okay? She was community pussy, all right? I was that community box, all right? And Jake gets hung head over heels over, and they just show you that Jake is cursed, man, because he goes head over heels over community box, man. Now he'll get with a woman who's never been with somebody, and he won't have interest in her. But he get with that community box, and he's head over heels. You know why? Because he knows that she's giving that community box around. So he's the only way that he could show that he's a man, all right, is if he wards off, all right, those who wants to enter a box. So, and that's his business. So he's not trying to go get the bag, seal a bag, build an empire. Then no, hell no. Okay? And even Jake, what I learned from being around a lot of pimps, people, who I, a lot of pimps, okay, waiting on this woman to bring you money, okay? She's going to get you money and, bringing you money and, you're trapped. You're trapped, okay, with these, no matter how they look, they're a mess, okay? I wouldn't care how they look, what type of, they are a mess because they are community box, okay? And ultimately that you are, as a man, you are a mess, okay? Doesn't matter how you try to fix it up, try to dress it up, okay? Shit is shit. Shit is shit, okay? You could put sugar on it, but at the end of the day, it is still shit. So let me get some scriptures, all right? Because your life is nothing if a woman that bleeds every month, who is community box, you're finna sit in prison for the rest of your life, okay? Because that type of individual had you fucked up, okay? Look at this. Man arrested after allegedly firing shots into ex-girlfriend house. Okay, so this guy up here, the story we just read, she told him they need to go their separate ways. Okay, she was tired of that shit. He couldn't take it. A man couldn't take it. He didn't already got the box. Okay, so that just shows you the power that. And listen, for me, okay, I'll say for me, okay, and I always, it was, I believe it was a Eddie Murphy movie, and it had the actor, John, I think his name, Witherspoon, all right, who just recently passed away a few years ago. The comedian John Witherspoon, the Wayne's father, all right. And he always say, my love goes bang, 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 all right? Okay? My love goes bang, 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 man, all right? And that's what it boils down to, man. Okay? You don't get whipped. You don't get whipped by the coochie, man. You do the whipping. You do the whipping. You train your dog. Pit bulls are kind of hard headed. They playful dogs. But they're hard headed, man. Okay, if you could train a pit bull, okay, that pit bull knows who's the master. You could walk that pit bull for miles without a chain. I wouldn't care if it was a squirrel or a little furry, whatever. That pit bull would not run away, okay? But see, that nigga woman, listen, man, she's, a lot of them, they have been taught, because they're born of women too. They have been taught And then they don't pull this with Esau. They don't pull it with Esau because Esau, what was this guy named? Scott Peterson? He was burying wives left and right. And he was getting away with it for a while, okay? So the white woman has learned, pretty much. But then again, you're not going to see that from Esau because Esau, even though he got a little peanut, okay? He got a little peanut down there, okay? He doesn't give a damn about these women, man. He doesn't give a damn. And he has a peanut. So you Jakes, man, you've been fed, you raised of a woman, man. A woman told you that shit. That shit don't apply with Esau. Esau came and conquered Gad, conquered. He's a base man, man. Still on top popping this shit, and you Jakes, man, you have no business. Let me get some scriptures, man. This is Ecclesiasticus 26 and 23. A wicked woman. Okay? So these women jumping up on the comment board saying that they have an Israelite man. He's this. He ain't doing that. These Israelite men complaining that they got an Israelite sister and she's this, she's that. What should they do? Listen, Ecclesiasticus 26 and 23. A wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man. All right? And that's it at the end of the day. If you cuff that woman, okay? If you didn't research that woman's background and you just, accepted everything, well, nigga, accept it. Eat it, nigga. And that goes for men and women. All right? That goes for men and women. That's your woman. You laid down and you said, look, you tied the knot, okay, essentially, with your words. All right? And the scriptures don't lie. A wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man. But a godly woman is given to him that feareth the Lord. And even with a godly woman, you're going to have shit. If you get with a woman and she's catering and there's no problem there, you're able to conduct your business, okay? She's helping you conduct the business. Well, guess what? Hey, you're the wicked. Yeah, a lot of times you're the wicked individual. Okay, you may be the wicked individual. All right. But these women, okay, so-called Israelite sisters, they want to be the fuck Shorty Red, Shelly, whatever her name is. All right. And in the truth, because you got niggas like Alizé, Rudy Poots running around weird as hell, man. 40,000 to a stripper, man. Allegedly. All right. Ecclesiasticus 25 and 23. A wicked woman abateth the courage. Let's look at this word abateth real quick, because that's not a word we use all the time. What does abateth mean? in the context of behavior analysts, abative. Okay. Now, I didn't say abative. Okay. In the Bible, abated signifies to diminish, lessen, or reduce in strength, degree, or intensity. And this is what the black woman is. This is her job. It's what she was born to do. Okay? Gotta put some humor in there. A woman abateth the courage. You, Jake, said you have no business because you are Rudy Poots. Chasing behind a woman, man. She's not around. Yeah, we all like those dusty songs. I like dusties, all right? Good to listen to. But that doesn't apply to the black woman. That applies to a woman from one of the other nations, man. Okay? A wicked woman abateth the courage, maketh an heavy countenance. Fuck you up, man. Fuck you up. To the point to now you are a man and you have lessened yourself and you have went, okay, and shot a woman, man. Look at this. You're the cream of the crop, right? Come on, go to the story. Man shoots ex-girlfriend in Mount Prospect parking garage before dying by him doing it to himself. Okay. What does that tell you about you, man, as a man? All right. What we know, officers responded to a 911 call around 440, 1200 block of Northwest Highway, where they found a 63-year-old woman conscious with gunshot wounds and a 53-year-old man identified as Michael Work. Okay. So she was much older than him, and he couldn't take it. He couldn't take it. He lost it. I mean, I go into these men who do this all the time, and it's because they are they're born of a woman. They're Rudy Poots, man. You got Rudy Poots, teaching, teaching. A wicked woman abateth the courage, maketh an heavy countenance, and wounded heart, and a wounded heart. Okay. A wicked woman, read this again. This is Ecclesiasticus 25 and 23. A wicked woman abateth the courage, maketh an heavy countenance, and a wounded heart. A woman that will not comfort her husband in distress maketh weak hands and feeble knees. You can't do shit. You're not going to get anything done. Because it's all about this once a month bleeding bitch that you put value on. Now I certainly am not telling you to mistreat your woman. And if, there's, but have common sense when dealing with these women, man. You got Jake out here talking about 100%. Oh man, if you 50-50 with your woman, you're not a real man. Shit, you out of your damn mind. If you're going 100%, if you're paying 100%, you're the problem. Okay, you are the fucking problem. Okay. And I believe King Lemuel's his wife didn't she work with her hands? Didn't she make things with her hands? Would you think she was making things with her hands just to set that shit in the corner? Okay. Those 7 women that are going to come to you. Okay. They're not going to be, uh, you know, bum women. All right. They're going to be women who have, some substance. Okay. And once upon a time, you know, a man, going 100%. Yeah, that was true. A man could do that at a point in time, and even sometimes now, depending, on what a man's income. But that's not for all, Jake. Now, if your income is like that you know you could do 100%, then that's okay. There's some states where you can live like that. Some states are poor states. And get your wife and go to a poor state. Okay. Maybe if you can dodge some of the curses, then you can live like that, man. No one wants to see their wife, you know, have to go to work. Your wife doesn't want you to go to work, all right? But you are a man, and as the scripture said, if you don't work, you don't eat. See, these women, it's all about them. All about them, man. All about them. And you Jakes, you make it about them, and you can't take it. You're Rudy Poots, man. You are Rudy Poots. Okay. So you know I could go and I often go into this, because yeah, we talk about the women, and most of these men, they're born of a wicked woman. They're the sons, the menstruous monsters, okay, of these wicked women. Okay. And they're all among you. They're all among us, man. They're even, and they got a weak mind too, because they'll agree. They'll agree with this, but then guess what? They'll go right back, okay? And then you'll hear about them on the news. And she was arguing with me, man. So I shot her ass. Now I'm in jail for 80 years. Oh, man, I came in the house, but she was in there with the next door neighbor, man. So I shot, That's why you Jake should have more than one woman. Get more than, if you a real man, okay? A real man desires more than one woman. Now, I'm not going to say he could pull it off, but a real man desires more than one woman. You have men out here saying, "Oh man, I love her and her only, just her and her only." But a real man desires more than one woman. And you should get more than one woman, man. Them Israelites, man, they be talking about more than one woman, man. Them niggas. You see? The Rudy Poot. Rudy Poot's all on social media. And anyway, Lord willing, you were edified. Until next time, shalom.